Hello?
Nigel, I think you're muted.
Yo, so it's just been me. That intro was fire. For those people that didn't hear it, man, it was amazing. Like no stammering, no stuttering. Like it was lit. Here's the redo. We're back. It's the Pop Off. It's Friday, August 30th. That's it. That's all I got, and we're gonna jump right into it now with Mr. Genefitzmagic. How are you, dude?
My man, what's up? I can't wait. Next week, I know we've been saying it's kind of like a soft relaunch. Next week we'll have our new theme song, a new show intro. So that way Nigel doesn't have to worry about being put on mute. He can just come in when the show comes on. And I'm good. I'm in New York right now. I go head back to Florida on Sunday.
Solid, man, solid. And yeah, I actually covered that in the intro that you guys didn't hear. Covered all that. Didn't hear. Didn't matter. Wudi, what's up, my dude?
Not much. You know, this is our last episode before the NFL season. Your boy has been fiending for some legitimate NFL games. And now I will get my fix just injected into my veins. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
It's happening, whether we like it or not, but we certainly like it. And we also like my guy right here in the bottom right corner for me. Who knows where he is on your screen? Caleeb Pinkett, what is up, my brother?
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
Yeah, so we're about to do this thing. Once again, welcome to the Pop Off. It's rejuvenated, it's a little fresher, and it's just going to keep getting more fresh as we speak. And we got to jump into things because last week we got real ambitious. We wanted to cover a lot of topics, didn't have enough time. So today we're going to jump right in and get there. If you are with us via YouTube, hey man, drop some comments in there, hit that like, subscribe, share, do all the social things. I don't need to reiterate because we all know how to do it by now. Let people know that the Pop Off is happening. All right, let's get into it, fellas. I want to talk about the NFL division preview. I want to keep that going. This might be one of our last because the season starts next Thursday. Let's talk about the NFC East. Let's jump into it. I want to talk about our quarterbacks. Let's rank them. Let's go 4-1. Let's go 4-1. And you know what, Wudi, let's start with you. Actually, no, wait, Wudi, I take that back. I want to start with Caleeb. Since he's got his squad in this division. Caleeb, we'll start with you. Then we'll go Wudi. Then we'll go Gene. Here we go.
All right. Well, first I want to say, did you know 17% of humans think they can beat a chimpanzee in a fist fight? Do you know how bad a chimpanzee will whoop your ass? Like, I don't know if there's a human that ever walked the earth that could beat a chimpanzee one-on-one, right? Full-grown chimpanzee, yeah, right, not happening. But 17% of all humans believe they can beat a chimp one-on-one in a fist fight.
Wait, you said
all right, that was just funny to
prime
me.
Can't beat a chimp?
Huh?
Mike Tyson in his prime couldn't beat a chimp?
No. Hell no.
John Jones.
He couldn't beat a baby chimp. That's how strong they are. That's how strong they are. They will climb up on. Listen, they showed a clip of a chimp who got his hands on a wild dog that tried to attack. It grabbed this thing and was like boom, 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 like Hulk smash, literally. No CGI. like I'm telling you, dude, the strength is something different. It's just hilarious that anybody would think they could do that. But anyway, it's just funny. Sorry, that just made me laugh this morning because I just pictured so many humans getting their ass whooped. I was like, The Rock, Samson couldn't do it, Hercules, whoever you want to call. A chimp is whooping that ass. I take the chimp all day. All right, so fourth, it's got to be Danny Dimes to me. Danny Dimes is fourth in the NFC, right? And then is my boy starting in Washington? Is he gonna start? What's his name? The brother they just got? Daniels. And now listen, in Madden, he's fire, but that's a video game. And I hate Madden 25. It's trash this year. Anyway,
I was waiting for that review. I was waiting for that.
Sucks. It's so, oh my God. Anyway, like, it's just the gameplay is what makes it suck. But anyway, so Daniels is 3, of course. And then it's between Dak and Jalen. Here's what I'll say. Because I'm an Eagles fan, I got to put Jalen only a little bit over Dak for this reason. Because Dak has had stacked teams and always comes up short. And I don't care about regular season to the majority part, because it's like our team was 10-1 and then went 1-6 for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we made the playoffs, but got blasted by Baker Mayfield, who I love, by the way. And I just mean commercials. Like, his commercials are hilarious. He has a career after football if he does that. You know what I mean? But anyway, we got blasted, right? So and then you saw what happened with Dallas. They had all the hype, had them in Jerry's world, and got demolished by a light-skinned brother named Love at the end. You don't want beef with a man whose last name is Love. It just feels bad. Like you got beat by Reverend Love. You got beat by Jerry Love. Brother Love. All those that remember wrestling back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you don't want love at the end. So anyway, with that being said, I think based off of regular season, I have to put Dak as number 1 just based off of his numbers. And I'm not being biased because everybody knows I hate the Cowgirls. I do not like Dallas. But to be honest, I can't act like he hasn't performed to have the stats that would make him be a little bit above Jalen, because Jalen shit the bed last year that bad. Like, the offense looked horrific, and he has to take some sort of responsibility for that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll say. So I'm gonna say Hurts to Dak number 1, but you know, that's all in air quotes.
Nice, love it. Wudi.
You know, Caleb said number 4 has to be Danny Dimes. To me, he made that specification. Allow me to hit backspace a couple of times. You don't have to say to me, to all of us. To all of us, Danny Dimes is clearly dead last by a large margin. He is 4th. Give me Jaden, like you said, number 3. And then, of course, number 2 and number 1, like Caleb said again, it's close. I'm going with Dak. I know the numbers are better. Like, everything Caleb said is factual. What I'm going with, I just feel like, you know, hey, just in life, I need this quarterback to make this throw for a completion, or I die. I wouldn't want either of them to have the ball, but if I had to choose one, all right, Dak, come on, man, please, make this throw. So now, if it's to get yardage, oh, Jalen, let's go, use those legs, baby. But I will say I'll give Dak the nod for this, but it's super, super close. Flip a coin.
Ooh, hopefully it's not a double-sided like like Two-Face on Batman, but it is, and it really don't matter. It don't matter. Gene, you might have the deciding factor here.
I got, to me, it's a close one, because I really don't like. We've seen Dimes wet the bed enough, right? We've seen Danny. I don't even call him Danny Dimes. I call him Danny Dingles. Danny Dingles has wet the bed enough that I don't. How can you put him any higher than 4, right? But Jaden Daniels is a rookie. But man, there's so much potential there. So I got to put him 3. The hardest part of this is really 1 and 2, because it depends on what Dak you're getting. It depends on what Jalen Hurts you're getting. I think if I was to pick one of those 2 guys for one game, I think I take Dak. I think I take Dak. So I'm going to go Jalen Hurts 2nd, Dak 1st.
Okay, so you know what? Sometimes when they zig, you zag. And that's what I'm about to do.
He's got Danny Dimes.
I sure do. I got Danny Dimes. No. You guys would shut this thing off so quick. No. Danny Dimes is 4, obviously. But I'm going to go Dak 3. I'm going to put all my faith, all my trust in Jaden Daniels at 2 and Jalen Hurts at 1. This is what I'm thinking.
Wow.
We've seen Dak, man. We've seen him. He's not. There's nothing else is going to change. So I just want to put a lot of faith in this young blood coming into this program that needs something, and he could lead them not to the promised land. The promised land would just be getting more wins than they had last season. That's really just what the promised land is, and some consistent playoff runs, man. That's all I'm talking about. I just feel like he's going to bring a breath of fresh air. Jalen Hurts, number one. Sometimes I just like the man. He just overall, I feel like he performs a little bit better, a little more consistently than Dak does. But I'm just gonna zig and zag on him. So Jalen Hurts my number one, Jaden Daniels my number two, Dak Prescott my number three, and Daniel Jones coming in last. What is up?
Yo.
Forever One Ghost, appreciate you. Thanks for chiming in. We're just going through the NFL divisional preview, and our preview today is with the NFC East. So we already went through the quarterbacks. Everybody's list is pretty much the same, except for mine. Let's rank the defenses, though. Let's talk about them. What do we got? Let's go in reverse order. So let's go Gene, Wudi, Caleeb. Go ahead.
So the defenses, yeah, I'm gonna that Philly defense is stacked. Are we going 4-1 or 1-4? Does it matter?
4-1.
Yeah, 4-1 I prefer.
Right, so forget about Philly. I'm not talking about them right now. That Giants defense is atrocious. So I'm going with them number 4. I'm going Washington number 3, Dallas number 2, and Philly number 1. That Philly defense is still stacked. I know they kind of underperformed last year a bit. I think they had some young talent on that defensive side. I think they step up a little bit more this year, and I got them as the number 1 defense in the division this year.
The Giants, just in case you don't know, they acquired Brian Burns on the opposite side of a double-digit sack artist, Kayvon Thibodeau. That's only going to be better as he's still on his rookie deal. And in the middle, they have Dexter Lawrence. I'm actually thinking that they are a top 5 defensive line in the league.
What?
Where they struggle is their secondary. So we're going to see where they land on the list. But I'm just saying the Giants defense, you're going to be surprised how many quarterbacks end up on their back when they playing against the New York Giants. Give me the Commanders 4th. They also have a good defensive line, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Deron Payne. I see what they're doing, but their pass rush isn't good. It's more their interior, whereas their edge rushers are lacking. The Giants have no weakness on that defensive line. Their weakness is in the secondary. Speaking of secondary, Eagles, you second on this list. I'm just not liking what I'm seeing there. The Cowboys did decent when they lost Trevon Diggs. Now Diggs is back. He's healthy. He's hungry. That's what happens. These guys get hurt, and the whole world forgets about them. Well, now he's trying to not only remind the world that A, he exists, but B, prove to Big Brother Steffi that he is still the best Diggs in Texas. Okay, so give me the Cowboys number 1, Eagles 2, Giants 3, Commanders 4.
Yeah, it's interesting because Wudi and Gene make good points about the Giants and Washington because they're both at the bottom, right? So I think if I have to pick one, I think I have to go Commanders last, Giants there, because the Giants were able to win. They whooped our ass. You know what I mean? Like with their defense, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to, so I'll make them 3. So now though, the Eagles are 2 because our secondary is horrific. I can throw touchdowns on that secondary, right? And I'm just judging from last season, right? Just because we haven't seen anybody play. Who knows? They could be the new, who knows? But right now, judging from what happened last year, they are second simply because they're secondary. They might have the worst secondary in the whole division. And that's, as a fan, I'm adding extras on it. They're probably not that bad, but I think they are because that's how bad it looked to me. So there's that. Dallas, you know how I feel about that team, but I'm going to be honest. I think they have the better defense as on paper. Their secondary is better. Trayvon Diggs is coming back. We don't know if he's still the same because I tell people all the time, you miss a season, the game changes. The whole league is there. I'm telling you, to get back in football shape, especially recovering from an injury where you can't move, where you can't be active, right? So it's gonna take a second to catch back up. Rules are different now, things are different. So we'll see how he adjusts. But let's just presume he's still the same Trayvon Diggs. They got rid of Gilmore, and now they have Bland over there, who is their solid number 2. Last year was a fluke. He got all those interceptions and all that. That's not happening, because you noticed last season, once he got that last interception where he set the record, teams started focusing. Then he was getting toasted. And I think that kind of stuff will continue to happen. But on paper, they're better than, I can't even name a cornerback. Of course I can on the Eagles, but that's just my point. It's like, get out of here, right? So Dallas, I think, has it simply because their defense has been solid. They still got Micah Parsons, who is a top 3 defender, I think, like at least linebacker in the game. They still got Lawrence, like, it's nasty pass rushing. So I think they're the number 1 defense until proven otherwise.
Yeah, you'd mentioned like coming off of an injury, and it's such a huge muscle memory is there, right? We all know that the muscle memory is there, but then because, to your point, Caleb, like when the game changes or the game changes so fast, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't do that thing, whatever that thing may be, whether it's a move or like a rule change. So then you have to adjust. So like a lot of times you don't see. Sometimes they're true to form, these athletes, when they come back, but then there's this adjustment period where they're not, it's not like they're not as good as they were. They just have to adjust to the game. And then the second half of the season or second half of a race or whatever, all of a sudden they come back to it, but it takes a minute. So that's a big change. Great. Love it. Got the defenses ranked. I'm not a defensive guy. It's fine for me. Let's talk about coaches. Again, not a coach guy either.
So real quick on the thing, Nigel, just to piggyback. Yeah. One of the biggest differences that was in play when Trayvon was there, which is not anymore, is the hip tackle. So a person is coming to you and you could move because you're smaller, wrap around their waist and pull them down. That's illegal now. You see what I'm like? Just something like that where you could, name a big receiver. AJ Brown, right? He's thick. Deebo Samuel. Okay, Trayvon can back up. See him, they catch the ball. He's not going head up with that big 245-pound stallion, right? He's going to move and grab his waist and do like this. Now he can't do that. That's what I mean by something changing and you're like, oh, how do I adjust? How do I adjust? And now he's gone. It's only a split-second decision. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, that those are the things that change, that make the differences in games. A 3rd and 5 becomes a 1st and 10, or a 4th and 5 as a punt, right? Like those kinds of possessions is what changes games. And I'm telling you, like rule changes, and you're like, oh, I could do that, and you do it, and you're like, oh, and they throw a flag. Now you could have stopped them, but now they get 15 yards. Like I'm telling you, it's like. It just throws you. I just think things like that will come into play, not just for him, for a lot of people in the league this year. I expect running backs to have a hell of a watch Derrick Henry's numbers because they can't tackle him like that no more. Go ahead, Gene, you're muted. Go ahead.
No, I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, you're right. I was about to say that's going to add seasons onto Derrick Henry's career. And can you imagine someone like Gronk playing with that new rule? Gronk would score 40 touchdowns a season.
Dude, I'm like, what do they expect defenses to do? Yeah,
I bet you all the defensive coordinators are thinking the exact same thing, and they're now having practices. I'm assuming, presumably, straight up practices on just to learn how to tackle again or how to tackle.
Well, Nigel. So think you were a receiver, cornerbacks. Okay, so they were asking on First Take the other day. They were saying the most valuable positions on the football team, right? Quarterback, wide receiver, defensive end, corners. Right? That's the way it is now. How can you have your 185, 195, maybe 200-pound corner, and they're usually not more heavier than that, going head up with a Derrick Henry Right, like you can't. Because they're too valuable. He can get injured. Derek is gonna lower that shoulder and go boom. You know what I mean? Like I just don't understand like how you can do that. So that's what I'm saying. Like changes to games. You don't want Diggs going head up. What's the dude in Cleveland that's coming back from the knee?
Chubb.
What? Even with a hurt leg, I ain't trying to go head up with that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. So that kind of stuff is just gonna be very interesting to see how defenses manage this now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild season, man. Or maybe it'll be a game of inches in terms of like how the defenses adjust. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they're gonna adjust. I just don't see. I'm interested to see how.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, it might be so subtle that we may not even notice. Like they might do such a great job that we might not even notice. I'm not saying it's for sure, but I mean, just because it's been incremental and it's been happening. So who knows? But you might be completely right where it's so obvious and you're just seeing, Debo, and you're seeing this like, 175, 185, cornerback trying to do something. And it might get weird. Okay, let's talk about some defenses now. Let's rank them up. Wait, no, we just did that. I'm sorry. Let's talk about coaches. So, let's talk about coaches. Let's rank them up from 4 to 1. Let's go Caleeb and then Gene and then Wudi. So, Caleeb, coaches, rank them 4 to 1.
Oh, my God. I don't like any of them. I think our coach is garbage. I thought he should have been fired last year for allowing that BS to happen. Like, you can't do that at a professional league. You're 10-1 and you go 1-6 to end the season. Like, nah, man. And I think Mike should be gone in Dallas. Like, he gets way too many chances. He hasn't proven that he's like, oh God. And then now dude in Washington, this is his first season as the new, because he was there in Atlanta.
Yes.
Blew the biggest Super Bowl lead in the history, right? But he's getting a new thing. So like, okay, I can't really talk down on him, but from his past in Atlanta, that Super Bowl debacle never leaves you. And then the Giants court coach, what's his name? It's not Dable, right? What's his name?
It is. No, it is.
Brian Dable. Is. Okay. All right. I mean, his team is garbage. So, you know what? I'm going to give him number 1. I don't care about the records of the other teams because those coaches, when the game is on the line, they blow it. You know what I mean? Right. Exactly. Listen. Yes, I agree. Right. And I love my Italian brothers. You know what I mean? I love my Italian brothers, but Sirianni, hey, homie, I just think he should have been gone. Like, and that's as a diehard fan of the team. Any mistake, trade him, get rid of him. So it's that. But I'm gonna just put Dable at the top to be a dick, and then homeboy from the Commanders. I'm forgetting on his. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. And then it'll be Siri. Oh God, I'm giving Sirianni the bottom, and then you can put the Dallas guy wherever you want. He doesn't even deserve a mention. He should have been fired. Garbage man, lose like that to a damn near rookie quarterback, right? In your home stadium. With that team. Like, yo, man.
Yeah, facts. Gene.
Oh, yeah. So I'm on the same boat as Caleeb. A lot of these guys I personally just don't like.
Dan Quinn, I agree. See, you want it today.
Dan Quinn, I actually like Dan Quinn. He's the only one I think that I think he's going to be able to turn around Washington. I really do. Whether it's Jaden Daniels really becomes what we want him to be or doesn't, I still think he's going to be able to turn that organization around. Sirianni's just an unlikable guy. Dable looks like Bam Bam Bigelow. Mike McCarthy, as Caleb said, gets a million chances. I don't. He's like a cat. He's got 9 lives. I don't get. He's about as interesting as a fart. I mean, the guy is. I don't get why he's.
Wait. He's about as interesting as a fart.
Yeah.
Okay. Farts are.
You never heard that expression? Isn't that an expression?
No, man.
He's
That's not
boring.
an expression. Keep going.
I thought it was. It means he's boring. I thought, but all right. So I really, to me, it's like Dan Quinn, and then put the other 3 guys however you like. We'll go Dable because he hasn't really won anything yet. McCarthy, Sirianni, but they all suck. And then I like Dan Quinn. That's it.
Yeah. I really thought I was about to zig while y'all zag. I was really expecting some, different orders, but I guess we kind of in alignment. There's not a lot of great coaching in this division. Number 4, I actually think, and I'm willing to argue for as long as it takes. I think Mike McCarthy is the clear number 4 here. I mean, he, like you guys said, gets a million chances, really hasn't done anything. He has had one of the best rosters in football for 15 years.
He had one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Won Super Bowl. 15
years. And what he has accomplished with that is it's laughable. That's why I was laughing. So I have to give him the bottom. He is the bottom of the bottom. Number 3, Nick Sirianni. I mean, I thought he was a good coach. They made it to the Super Bowl, but then he lost both of his coordinators. I know that's tough. That's tough to lose both coordinators, but you have the whole world talking about, maybe it was the coordinators that brought them there because they were doing work. The Colts almost made it, and their roster is just, that's a bare cupboard compared to what the Eagles had. Arizona didn't look as good with his DC, but still, Sirianni, he's going to have to show us something. Right now, I got to give him number 3. Number 2, I'm putting Dan Quinn. I like Dan Quinn. I really do. I think he's a good coach. He was a big part of Dallas's defense being what Dallas's defense was. We don't even know. I know I literally just on the last thing put them number 1, talent-wise, but we don't know how they're going to look under a new DC. That's something worth monitoring. I like what Dan Quinn is probably going to do with the Commanders. He's got Cliff Kingsbury there as his OC. I think that team will be very well coached. And then number 1, which I thought was controversial, and I know Caleb was kind of trolling, but I'm not the only person to put him number 1, is Brian Dable. I'm giving Brian Dable the nod because I've seen some proof in the work. He is the man credited for turning Josh Allen into, an inaccurate big arm to consensus top 5, but to me, top 2 quarterback in the league, absolute stud of a QB, improving his accuracy. We've never seen at the NFL level somebody jump up their accuracy the way that Josh Allen did, and Dable was a big part of that. And then, you want to talk about putting an accomplishment on the fridge. He brought Daniel Jones and that offensive line. Not only did he bring them to the playoffs, they won a game. If Mike McCarthy was the coach of that same Giants team, they would lose to Colorado and Deion's boys right now. They would lose. But Dable took that team and they won a playoff game. They should have started building his statue. They probably don't have enough cement. That's why they didn't do it. But they should have started building a statue right then and there.
You muted.
Yeah.
There you go.
Table, plug my mic, but give Dable number 1. That's my order.
Wait, can I say something real quick? Nigel's muted.
What is happening today? This is
I don't know.
I apologize because I'm just using my phone, so I'm a little shaky. I got the AC on the background, so I'm not in my regular situation. So I apologize for me. But I don't understand how you guys could put Dable ahead of Sirianni and say, well, because Dable won that playoff game. Sirianni's been to a Super Bowl at least.
Yeah, but I'm saying with his roster
In the same front.
What are you talking about? Are you? He brought. I'm saying he brought Daniel Jones. Have you seen Daniel Jones play?
Yes, or try to play.
And he is a playoff game winner because of what Dable has done developing quarterbacks. I have not seen.
But he hasn't done that. But he hasn't done that with Danny yet.
What do you mean? He got them far. He got them far. We don't know what's about to happen this next year. So look at it this way: year one with Dable, playoff win with Daniel Jones. Year two, Daniel Jones gets hurt. Like he's not there. He's not there. Year three, we don't know. They could be right.
But Sirianni, year one, Super Bowl.
Year two, where's his entire team at without his staff? And year one Super Bowl. Look at look at his whole. He had one of the best offensive lines in football, best defensive line in football, tremendous receiving core, DBs. Like, what are you talking about? That's a Madden team. Ain't nobody in their right mind who lives outside of New York is using the Giants in Madden. That should tell you all you need to know about the roster that Dable just drug up into the playoffs. Like, what are you talking about right now?
Wait. I agreed. Dable is a far superior offensive coach. Agreed. If you had to pick one guy as your head coach right now, not that I would want either one of these guys, but you would take Dable over Sirianni as a head coach, not a no C.
No hezzy.
I would take him in Philly. I would take him in Philly.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Take that Dable.
No, it's not just that. He turned the Giants around. The Giants were really garbage, and he gave them something like, I'm telling you, man, like I think Dable is better than what people give him credit for, especially cooking with the groceries that he has, compared to the meals that the other coaches are making with those groceries. These dudes is going to Whole Foods. He's at Food for Less. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man.
I'll tell you what. By next year, you can have Dable because Dable's not going to have another year in New York after this year, I don't think.
No. It's like you know what? It's, again, you might be right, but I think he's a better coach than what he's given credit for, right? Definitely. I do. I just do. And again, it's like he's making the best he can with what he has. And we all admit he doesn't have the best things compared to other coaches who have rosters that are insane. The Eagles right now, even though I don't care about their secondary, has a very good team, right? Like Dallas, stacked. You know what I mean? And these guys are subpar, like the performances. And as the head coach, you got to take what happens with your team. It's on you. Like, even with Wudi was talking about losing the coordinator. So you're the head. The coordinator can make a call and you can say, scratch that. No, do this. And they have to do it. You know what I mean? So you can't just, it's their fault. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like it can't be all the coordinators, because if so, then you should just get out the way. You know, so I just, to me, I don't know. That's just me, but we can move on, Nigel. I know we got other stuff to cover.
No, it's all good. I mean, shout out to North Dakota State Bison for putting a real scare in Colorado. Because that was when I got that update on my phone, and it was news around the football world. North Dakota State up on Deion's Colorado, and I was like, "Are you kidding? This is what we're doing right now? Amazing!" But what we're doing right now is we are called the Pop Off. And we're doing that thing, talking about sports and everything in between. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, drop a comment in there. You know what I mean? Because we always like to gab and chat. As you can see, Sierra, what's up? Welcome back. Nice to see you. Nice to virtually see you. Nice to hear from you. We are going through our NFL divisional preview. Right now, we are talking about the NFC East. We've ranked the quarterbacks, we've ranked the defense, and we just finished with the coaches debate. Gene was definitely not in favor. Last but not least, we are going to talk about the prediction for the season standing in the NFC East. This time, we are going to start with Wudi. We'll go Caleeb, then we'll go Gene. The prediction, where are these people going to stack up? Let's go from 4 to 1. Actually, no, this is the only one I want to go. Let's go. Who's going to win the division? And then we'll go down. So we'll start 1 to 4.
Well, buckle up. I know. You know, the coaches got a little, and I was like, oh, okay. There's no way you guys have this list. But I see it. I see it. Number 1, we're going with the Eagles. Okay. This division, 20 years hasn't had a repeat winner, right? So I can be very confident that there's not going to be a repeat winner again this year. Give me the Eagles. You know, they kind of slipped, they fell, they bumped their head. Now they put some ice on it. They're going to be back at it. I'm expecting the Eagles. Number 2, give me the Giants. The Giants, the G-men. I'm telling you right now, Brian Dable is a good coach. He gave them a playoff win 2 years ago. Literally, not last season. The season before that, gave them a playoff win, rebuilt the offensive line, drafted a true number 1 receiver in Malik Neighbors. All right? This is the best receiver on that team since Odell. And then that defensive line should be able to do some work. Number 3, the Cowboys. Okay, this is you want to call it America's team. I said this last week. Vince McMahon sitting at home, Bill Belichick sitting at home, Jerry Jones. It's time to go home, man. You're losing your players. And yes, CD was signed to that massive extension. But with that coach, with that team, we know Dak ain't it. We know Mike McCarthy ain't it. And I just think that this is the year that things start unraveling, all right? That human element, that matters to go the distance. I don't think they got what it takes. And then the Commanders, number 4, they're figuring things out. I do think Dan Quinn is going to turn things around. I do think Cliff Kingsbury is one of the best people for someone like Jaden Daniels, who's a dual threat. We've seen what Cliff Kingsbury can do with dual threat quarterbacks, okay? Patrick Mahomes, to name one. Johnny Manziel in college, to name another. Okay, Jaden Daniels is in great hands, but Rome wasn't built in a day, so they're going to be 4th on my list right now.
Nice. Caleeb.
I agree with 1 and 4, but I think the Blue Star is going to be in number 2. Like, it's going to be between them and the Eagles this season again just because talent means something. It just does, because these guys are men too, and they're like, all right, look here, you ain't finna stop me on this play. I'm going to go get that ball. You know what I mean? Like those types of things will come into play. So I am absolutely going with that. Forever Ghost, you got my list 1000%. I think it's Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders. The reason why I have the Commanders 4 is because Wudi said it, Rome wasn't built in a day, but also I think Jaden Daniels, he needs to get some protein. He needs to eat. He out there looking like me. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be my size and be a quarterback in the NFL. I know, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be, even Lamar Jackson was like, okay, listen, you see Lamar and his traps, his big show, because you got to be able to absorb a little bit to be able to be a dual threat, because you will get hit. They changed the rules, I get it, but you're still going to get hit. And you got to be able to withstand that. You saw what happened to RG3. He had one great season. After that, rap doodle. He was getting blasted out there, right? With the rule changes, right? So I think Jaden is going to have to go through, it takes about a year or 2 years to add muscle mass to be like solid. I think once that happens, it's going to be nasty. But I still think it's between the Eagles and Cowboys for who takes it this season as far as the NFC. And I have to go with the Eagles because I just can't say that Dallas will win it. But going by history with regular seasons, I expect them to be extremely competitive. Playoffs, we all know what happens then. That's when I'm excited. But outside of that, I think it's that. And shout out to CD. He got his money. Way to hold on, young man. Don't like way to hold on. You know what I mean? Like, he got his cash. He deserves it. He'll be back. And there you go. So that's all I gotta say about that. So Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders.
Gene, last but not least.
So first place I got the Eagles. Second place, I think this is where I think a lot of people are going to basically think that I'm on drugs, but I have a good feeling about it. I got the Commanders coming in second place. Sierra and me finally agree on something. Look at that.
Podcast is over. Podcast is over.
No, she said win it. You said second. She said win.
Oh, she said win. I sort of surprised a lot of people.
No. She said surprise and win it. That's different. I don't think
they're going to win the division. I think they are going to be better than the Cowboys by a smidge, because I think they're going to catch a lot of people off guard. I think that they have a good coaching staff. I like the defensive line. I think Jaden Daniels is going to surprise a couple people this year. I don't think he's going to be. I don't know if he's. I can't sit there and say he's going to be a long term quarterback, but I do like him this year. Almost, it may be the RG3 thing again, but I do think this year he's going to have a hell of a season. Coming in third, I got Dallas Cowboys by a smidge, and coming in last, I think they might be for the first pick of the year next year, the Giants. I don't get how I don't get what you're seeing, Wudi. The Giants, to me, the G strings, as I call them, are trash.
Oh, jeez, that is hilarious. I tell you this.
You can't see what I'm seeing because all you see is red. That's what you see. Blinded by bias. But it's all good. It's all good. We will see.
I'll tell you this. If Dallas comes in third, Jerry's going to die. He's going to have an aneurysm, and it's a wrap. Listen, if they come in third, everybody's fired.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Everybody.
I'm going to make a prediction. McCarthy's gone at the end of the year, and you know who they bring in? Bill Belichick.
Oh, I could definitely see that. Oh, 1,000%. Let them come in third? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because Bill's going to come in and say, everybody's fired.
Yep.
You too, Jerry. You're not even allowed in the building. Right? Like,
I hope the pause is that bloated too. Everybody's fired.
He's not going to BS. Like he is not going to play the. Listen, let me tell you something. Belichick, if that happens, Belichick ain't going to play the radio with them dudes. They out. Everybody. Right? He'll keep Micah and CD and maybe Dak. Because he's like, I can work with that. Because, Tom Brady, everybody's on Tom, and Tom is the greatest. Tom was not some phenomenal quarterback like that. Mm-hmm. He was just consistent in that Belichick style. So Belichick can work with a Dak Prescott. Believe that. Like, he can work with that. Because he'd be like, listen, we're not doing no 40-yard passes. No. We're not scrambling. It's 3 yards up, slant. Boom, hit him with the ball. Right? Like he gonna go get Cole Beasley. He gonna bring that little team. I'm telling you, he's gonna do that, and use CD as a distraction, like how he did Moss. Open up the field. You just go down there. They have to go with you, and now my guys can work. And every now and then, when you get open, we'll bomb it just to keep them honest.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Dallas picked up Cook. That is a good pickup for them. Because Zeke, nah, man.
But I don't think Cook's got it anymore either, man. It's like you
no.
catch the Golden Girls in that backfield.
Here's the thing about Cook. I agree with you to an extent, but they're gonna Tony Pollard him. Sweeps, dishes out the backfield. Defense has got to be. You can't just not guard him. You got to pay attention because he still is fast. You know what I mean? Yep, exactly, Sean. And I'm telling you, they come in third, Belichick is in. And it's a wrap.
He's already said he wants to coach next year. He's back next year with somebody. And Dallas would be a good fit because, Jerry's going to be like, all right, you do what you need to do.
Well, see, Sierra, that's true. But no, it's hard for coaches. Like, Phil Jackson can't win without Kobe and Shaq. without Michael Jordan and Scott. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What do you want them to do?
I'm
You know
in the
what I
same
mean?
boat. I don't know if I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm not saying it's gonna work. I actually think it won't work. But I do think that's what's gonna happen. I think that Jerry's gonna want to go out and make a big splash in coaching. And who would be a bigger splash than bringing in Bill Belichick?
None. There is no bigger. No, you're absolutely right about it. The only one that would be bigger or just as big, well, it will get more headlines. He gets Coach Prime.
Oh.
And they draft his son. That's
Let me tell you
unbelievable.
something. And draft it. Oh, he LeBron's him. Lord have mercy. Here's what I'm gonna say. I love Dion, right? As a person, I love his swagger, but that doesn't mean he's a good coach. Dion may not be a good coach. Michael Jordan wasn't a good owner. He's still the greatest to ever play the game. He just wasn't a good owner. Maybe Prime is in that. Maybe Prime is where he's not as good of a coach as he was a player. He may be able to see it, but he can't make it jail. You know what I mean? Like, the best coaches are usually not the best players. Magic couldn't coach. Think about it. Guess who could? Steve Kerr, right? But with two phenomenal talents at shooting the basketball when the league changed. So it's like perfect timing. You know what I mean? Like when it becomes a shooting league versus a defensive league, right? But Steve Kerr, take nothing away, he was not the best on his team. We all know that. We know who the best was. And Steve Kerr is a phenomenal coach. Phil Jackson, bringing up the bench in New York in 71 when they won the chip. He wasn't starting, but you know what I mean? Like,
It's
Jerry
really-
West tried to coach the Lakers, right? Didn't work, right? Bill Russell is the only one. And guess why? Because he played at the same time. He was like, all right, damn it, give me the ball. Bring me in, right? Like, it's different, right? So that's what I'll say. Not always the best players make the best coaches. A lot of the times it's not. So that's what I'll say about that one.
Yeah, man, that's 100% true. I mean, a lot of times it's in the execution, right? It's just like, the translation. How's
He
it
is
gonna
building.
go? Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
But you're right. But you're right, Nigel. Absolutely.
All right. Let's move along. My prediction for this division, I mean, it's very close. I think we've found some interchangeable things here. I have the Giants in the bottom. I got the Commanders coming in third. I just feel like the Commanders are going to do a little something, a little extra. The Giants are going to be in games, though. I think every team in this division is going to be in games. I just don't think it's going to be like blowouts all over the place, which I have the Cowboys in second. Philly's gonna win it. It's not gonna be a runaway either. I think this is gonna be a very, very tight division. So it'll be interesting to see because I think the Eagles and Dallas are on their last legs in terms of where they were like 3-4 seasons ago. Things have changed. Speaking of changes, we're gonna talk about how the NFL standings are gonna flush out. There's a lot of movement that's been happening. A lot of things have changed. So we got like 8 playoff teams, right? We got 4 in the South, or 4 in AFC, 4 in NFC. Talk about those champs, talk about what the playoff teams are. Let's get into it. Wudi, what do you think?
Well, I got let's I'll start with the AFC. I'll go with the AFC.
Great.
It's gonna be a huge surprise. I feel like I'm full of surprises today. I'm full of surprises, but it's because you know what it is? It's because the games aren't played on paper. They are not played on paper. So I think we're going to see some surprises at the top. Literally, the team getting the bye in the AFC. Give me the Cleveland Browns. Okay, the Cleveland Browns. Their defense was spectacular. I think it's only getting better. They actually added pieces to make that team better. Look at what they did last year. They played 4 QBs last year. Nick Chubb was gone in the first 4 weeks. All right, now we can only assume the QB health will be better. The offensive line health. No team that played outside of New York, because they were actually number 1 and number 2, but no team that played outside of New York had more offensive line combinations than the Cleveland Browns. So their health was atrocious all around on the offensive side. If their health can just simply improve in one of those areas, running back, quarterback, offensive line, and the defense, which they added weapons, right, performs either at the same or better, then how's this team not going to succeed? Jerry Judy's now on that team, right? And Njoku's taking a step forward. Give me the Cleveland Browns, number 1. Number 2, all right, Gene, don't pinch yourself. Give me the New York Jets, okay? Jets, Jets. I am the realest fan there is because I don't just sip Kool-Aid because it tastes good. I have to see it in order to believe it. And right now what I see is a defense and an offense that might actually catch up to the defense with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. They have rebuild their offensive line. Mike Williams is good for week 1. So look at that duo, Garrett and Mike Will. That should be super exciting. Number 3, give me the Texans. I don't even have to explain that too much. 4, give me the Chiefs. I have to explain that even less. And then my
facts.
The wild card teams, I'm not gonna lie, the AFC North, both Norths are gonna be very heavily featured in this segment. The AFC North, give me the Ravens. Give me, Nigel, don't pinch yourself. The Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the wild card, baby. And then rounding out is the Miami Dolphins. I do think they are a really, really good team. For some reason, they keep floundering in the second half. So that's why I have the Jets overtaking them to be the AFC East champion. But they are a really good team. I don't see why they would miss the playoffs. So I guess the only real snub are the Bengals, but they're just not as complete as the other teams in their own division.
Ooh, I love that. I love those AFC picks, man. That's fantastic. Gene, let's stay in the AFC. Muted, my man. You muted, my man.
Oh, my bad.
That's all good.
I'm not my own element, so I'm a little off right now.
Yeah, we see you lying down there chilling. We see it.
I'm holding my phone in my hand for like an hour and a half. This is crazy. But it's crazy to think the Bengals aren't making the playoffs this year. But I agree. It's tough. But my number 1 seed is actually going to be, it's going to be the Chiefs. So I think they're going to get the bye this year. I think I don't understand how you had them as like a 4th seed, Wudi. But okay. You said Judy to the Browns, and I don't think Judy's that big of a pickup. I mean, he never did anything in Denver. I think he's going to continue to be just a regular receiver in Cleveland. But so I just want to answer a couple of your things. But so yeah, I got my bye team is going to be going to the Chiefs. My number 2 seed is going to be the Jets. My 3 seed is going to be the Ravens. And no, I'm sorry, not Ravens. I'm sorry, Texans. My 4 seed is going to be the Ravens. And then when you talk about those what's called teams, those
wild
card teams, I got the Steelers. I got the I don't have my notes in front of me, so I'm trying to go off memory. I got the Steelers. I got the Buffalo Bills. And I got the Miami Dolphins.
Good. Done and done. All right. Cool, man. Caleb, hit it.
I think the Ravens get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I just think it's like the way they lost last year, add in a Derrick Henry that you can't tackle anymore. With Lamar Jackson, who is you talk about a dual threat. Like, damn, for defenses, right? And their defense is solid, like really solid. Linebackers and secondary. I just think it's hard. I think Baltimore, now I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I do think that they'll carry the AFC. I do, over the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be sneaky because they do it. So it's like a fighter that just, takes the first few rounds off, let you get off. And they're like, oh, I think this dude's going to beat him. And then they're like, all right, he's tired. Here we go. Boop, 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 boop. You know what I mean? Like it's through experience. So I think they'll come in later, but I think it's the Ravens number 1. And I agree with y'all. I think them boys in Houston gonna be nasty. I just do. I love CJ. I just think they're gonna do something. So I got them in my 2 seed. Actually, I'll have them at number 3. Number 2, it's gonna be them boys in South Beach. Watch.
Oh no.
Their offense is too nasty. It's too much. It's too much. And listen, I don't think the Jets gonna make it.
What? Do the playoffs at all?
Nigel,
I love Aaron.
Mute him.
I think he's too old. I think it's gonna be crazy. Now, they may make it the playoffs, but they're not gonna win the AFC East. Oh no, that's Miami's division. 1,000%. 1,000%. The Jets, their defense is nasty, but damn, chasing them dudes all around, all them motions and all. Man, listen, they better hope that they get them in the snow, because if they got to go to warm Miami, so right. So I got to take them. I love Cleveland. I think you're right about the Browns. I think they're going to be rock solid. I think they'll carry their division. The AFC. They won't carry. The Ravens got it, but I think they'll be number 2. I really like them. That AFC West, the Chiefs got it, but maybe the Chargers might be able to sneak in there, because I'm a big Justin Herbert fan. You know, I think with my man in there, I think they got my boy Jimmy. You know what I'm saying?
But he's throwing to us, though. He's throwing to us.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that's gonna be good. But I expect the Chiefs to come through. Saying the bet, you know what? You guys are so crazy, because it's hard to say that about Broadway Joe, as I like to call him. You know, the new Broadway. But cool Joe cool, but I think you guys might be right. After I heard what the coach said about my man Jamar Chase, and then try to back it up in the like that. You see, that's when you do it. You can't do that with these young kids, these internet kids, these Instagram kids. They real insensitive. They real sensitive. Like, he gonna hold on to that. You know what I mean? He the type that's gonna unfollow the team. You know what I mean? Be all in his feelings. You know, these Drake babies. So I think it's gonna be. I think that's gonna have a little something to do. But I think the AFC is gonna be nasty. And you know who I think wins the Super Bowl this year, though?
No, don't say it yet. Don't say it. We're gonna get there. All right, let me drop
but the Ravens, I think, come out, get the bye. I think they're the number 1 seed this season.
Okay, great.
I really do.
I'm going to go through mine real quick, and then we'll hit the NFC, and then we're going to do NFC Championship, AFC Championship, and then Caleb will start with you when we talk about the Super Bowl. But hold on, we haven't gotten there yet. For me, AFC, real quick, I think Miami's going to – I don't think they're going to be the number 1 seed. I think the Chiefs will, but I think Miami's here now. And I think their window is small. I think it's like 2-3 years, like max, because they're on their way. Especially last year, we were like, ooh, this might happen. So they're missing a couple pieces. I think this year is their year. They're going to go. They're going to win the East. I think. Oh man, in my division in the North, man, it pains me every year to say this, especially the last couple of years. But I'm a realist. I know where my Steelers are at. I know where they're at. But I think it's going to be Baltimore, and Baltimore is another team that is on their out. I think they're on their out. Shout out to Lamar. I understand, but he is starting to show his wear and tear now, right? Just because he's not so much a young man anymore. He knows what he's doing, but for me, the playoffs last year, when we saw him panic and then start to just run and scramble like crazy, that's when I was like, this might be the end of the road for them as a team. They might have to start rebuilding, but I think Baltimore's going to take the North. The South, listen, who we fooling, man? The Texans. Like Wudi said, I don't have to explain this one. And then the West, I explain this one the least. Shout out to my man Wudi, is going to be the Chiefs, bottom line. All right, so we've gone through the AFC East, through the AFC, and it feels like we've all said roughly the same teams, minus Wudi, I think, with the Browns in there. It's all good. It's going to happen. Let's jump into the NFC. Same thing that we've been doing, so let's go through that round robin around the horn. Wudi, Gene, let's start with you in the NFC. Then we'll go Wudi. Then we'll go Caleb. So Gene, Caleb, Wudi, and then we'll start to get into the championship games. So NFC, Gene, hit it.
All right, so I'm going to go with my wild card teams first. So I'm going to do it a little differently. I got Washington. I'm sorry, I got Washington. I'm sorry. I got my bad. Green Bay. Green Bay is one of my wild card teams. Another wild card team I got is the Rams. The other wild card team I got is the Seahawks.
Okay.
My division winners are in the West, San Francisco. In the North, we'll save the North. In the South, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
In the East, Philly. And in the North, Minnesota. And I got Minnesota getting the 1 seed.
Wow.
So you got the Lions just missing the playoffs.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
I'm not a golf guy either, so I can see that, but that's far.
I love Detroit. I love Detroit, but
No, you don't.
Sam Darnold, yo.
no.
No, you don't.
All right, I like Detroit. I like what they're building there. I do think they have a great year. I think they just missed the playoffs. I do think that
that's a good one.
That Green Bay takes a huge leap. I really do think it. I think it's going to be a battle between them and two for the second place spot. But I think Love elevates them just enough over Detroit to take that spot. Again, I'm not shitting on Detroit. I think that they're a good team. I think they're a phenomenal team. I think they got a great future ahead of them. I think Green Bay is gonna just pull out, just eke in front of them. And again, I got Minnesota coming in the number 1 seed, surprising everybody, especially probably you three. But I give you guys a couple of guesses why I think they could be the number 1 seed.
Well, I just want to preface it with this before you give us a reason. Don't forget,
I already know why.
A couple seasons back, I also predicted that the Vikings were going to make it.
You did last year.
Guess what?
I remember.
Yeah, that didn't even come close to happening. So I'm going to part my wisdom on you.
They have Sam Darnold.
Exactly.
Correct. Sam Darnold.
Fine. All right. Caleb.
So the division winners, I think, is Eagles out the East, Niners out the West without question, Atlanta in the South, and I think it's gonna be Green Bay in the North. I like them boys. I think they something nasty, right? I think wild card teams. Dallas is absolutely like, I don't know how y'all think somebody like their record is just gonna make that beat. Like it's that way every year. So Dallas is getting in. So Dallas, I think the Lions, of course. I don't think Minnesota's gonna get in there. I just don't. I think the division is too strong, and they got strong quarterbacks. And I know Darnold's your boy, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna say the Lions get that wild card spot. And I think, I do agree with you about Seattle. Yeah, I do. I think they get in over the Rams. So even though I know the Rams got a nice receiving core, I don't know about their defense anymore, right? And you got to have a secondary in this passing league. So, and rushers, which I don't think they have at the level that they once did. So that's what that's what I'm picking as far as the playoffs for the East, NFC. Sorry.
All right, Wudi, hit it.
I have the exact same division winners as Caleb. Give me the Niners getting that bye. I think they are going to finish with the league's best record above my Cleveland Browns. Not my Cleveland Browns, but my Cleveland Browns pick. But the Niners, I think, will be the best team in the regular season. Give me the Packers number 2. I really think, Jordan Love, the full season, that team, LaFleur has been extremely successful as a head coach. It's tough to bet against them. The Eagles, the Falcons. My first wild card team is the Lions. I mean, that team actually got better than the team that just made the NFC Championship. There's no reason for them to miss the playoffs. I actually felt bad not giving them the crown. I just think that offense to offense, Love over Goff. I'll take Love over Goff every day.
Absolutely.
Then I'm actually gonna, with the Rams Seahawks debate, I'm going Rams. I'm going Rams only because the power of that old dog. Stafford. How many years does he have left? McVay. He has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He can be a broadcaster at any time. I feel like they just want one more. Give me one more run. And I think, kind of like a last dance type situation. I think the Rams are going to shock us this season and, have a nice playoff run. And then my last wild card team, I almost changed it after I seen some of the comments, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick with my guns, and give me the Minnesota Vikings. I believe.
Wow.
I believe it's a really tough division, right? I have three NFC North, just like I had 3 AFC North in those predictions. I have 3 NFC North. The thing is with this that we didn't talk about at all is the coaching. Kevin O'Connell is a really good coach.
Yes,
He brought that team to 13 wins 2 years ago. And then, the wheels fell off last year playing 4 different QBs. If Sam Darnold stays healthy, and it's not about, I think Darnold is the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. That's not what I'm saying. I know Gene
said.
have different.
I didn't say he was Jesus Christ. I'm just saying he might be.
I don't know.
He might be the Apostle Paul.
Yeah, there you go.
But I'm saying more of the coaching, steady quarterback play, and a defense that keeps getting better. Dallas Turner just fell into their laps in the draft. That was the best edge rusher of this draft. Brian Flores is over there. I just think that the coaching can really set the difference for the Vikings and get them into the playoffs.
Woo, hot takes everywhere. Fantastic.
Can I just say one thing about the Niners, though? The reason why I think that the Niners aren't going to be at the regular season that everyone says is eventually injuries are going to happen with this team. The running back, McCaffrey's been healthy the last couple of years. He's due for an injury. He spent the whole first half of his career being injured. He's due for an injury this year. Debo always gets injured. Trent Williams is like 90 years old. He's going to get injured at one point. They're going to miss some games. And we've seen Purdy be very normal, very regular when he doesn't have all his weapons. I think that's gonna knock a few wins off the board for them.
Yeah. You might be right about that.
Yeah,
they're a phenomenal team, but I think that's what's going to cost them the #1 seed.
Yeah, your point is always well taken because you're always saying the same thing in terms of Purdy and like very, very being a very average quarterback because of the weapons that he has.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm not going to hate on you for it. You're not wrong.
You're
not wrong. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Sierra always is. But I will say this. Sean was asking if I think he's addressing it to me, but if I think Russ has any magic left. The answer is no, he doesn't. But what he does have is just like his fundamentals. Like what he does have is things that an aging quarterback has. So I think that's what will bless this man. I think that's what will help him survive or maintain from weeks 1 till maybe 4. And then it's like, all right, let's put Fields in to really bring up the athleticism and bring up the pace of the game because Russ has kind of lost that tempo, in my opinion. And also, in my opinion, I'm going to run through my NFC winners, and I'm going to zag on you guys so aggressively hard that I'm not going to start with this team. I'm going to start with the 49ers, obviously with the bye, no explainer there. I think the Eagles will still do their thing, but again, that's going to be a tough one. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for them. I think Detroit is still there, so Detroit's going to win the North, and I love the comment that who said that? Paul, you're like the Vikings are the new Lions of the North. Facts. I love it so much. And obviously 2 of our 4 fractions here think that the Vikings are the next up. But I'm going to talk about the NFC South champs, and I'm going to walk away from it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just think the division, I don't know if Atlanta's got it, man. I don't know if that's going to pan out for them. There's something about it. I just think that the Bucs are going to surprise us again, and I hope that they do for me because I said it. Or maybe I jinxed them. We don't know yet, but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be that one team that's going to win it, and it's just going to be like, what? But they're not going to last long in the playoffs. That's why I got winning those divisions. And now we're in the run out. We're going to talk about the NFC Championship predictions, then the AFC Championship predictions, and then we're going to start once again with Caleeb with the Super Bowl predictions. But I digress. Wudi, Gene, Caleeb in that order: NFC Championship, AFC Championship. Let's go.
All right. For the NFC Championship, I've been talking very highly of the Niners, and I will continue to do so. So, Sierra, raise the roof real quick because I got the Niners in the NFC Championship against The Rams. I told you that last dance. Fairy tale run. Hey, close your eyes a little bit. I'm telling you, the Rams, that fairy tale run, an old man. All right. Matthew Stafford. All right. He got a couple of 2-minute drives left. Okay. Or 2-minute drills. I think he's got a couple left. Give me the Rams and the Niners in the NFC Championship. And if you thought that was crazy, then wait till we get to the AFC because, I got the New York Jets in the championship versus the Kansas City Chiefs, but not in Arrowhead. Because if you recall, I had the Jets being the 2nd seed and I had the Chiefs as a 4th. And it's because they take the regular season off, man. They take the regular season off. That game will be played at MetLife. Well, I guess you'll hear who wins when we go to the Super Bowl. But that's what I got. Jets, Chiefs, Niners, Rams.
Love it. Next.
Was I next? I forget.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I actually have the same AFC Championship game as Wudi. I have Chiefs versus the Jets at MetLife. In the NFC, I got the Vikings and I got the 49ers.
Bro, you are on crack, yo. Are you for real? You really think Sam Darnold is like that good?
And the 49ers.
Caleb?
I think the NFC Championship is the Niners and Eagles. I think they go at it again, and so I think that's who gets there. And then I think the AFC Championship is going to be Miami and Baltimore. I don't think the Chiefs can do it this year. I think it's a little too much. I think Travis is trying to be something else now, and he's like he's a Swiftie and all of that. And so I think that has a lot to do with it. And I also just think it's a hell of a feat to try to do what they're gonna try to do. And Brittany Mahomes is a trumper. She's a trumpet. So I think that's gonna get in Mahomes' head. He's gonna be like, listen, stop booing me. Listen, that's her. That's her. I like everybody. Right. So I'm just teasing about that. But I think it's a little rough for them. And I don't think they'll make it. I think it'll be Baltimore and Miami. And then we'll talk about who wins.
Ooh, okay. Yes. What up, JQuest57? Okay, great. So that leads me to me. Last but not least, NFC Championship game prediction is going to be the Lions and the 49ers. I'm keeping it like just pretty plain and pretty simple, I think.
That's the rematch?
Yep, the rematch. And I think it's rematches everywhere. I think AFC Championship game, except this is going to be the Chiefs and Dolphins. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I think Miami's gonna be there too, man.
I think so. So now you know what? Let's hit it without any explanations. I want to hear your Super Bowl prediction. No explanation needed. Let's go. Wudi, Caleb, Gene, go.
Niners over Jets.
Whoa. Okay. Caleb.
You know what? I think Baltimore wins it this year. I think they beat the Niners in the Super Bowl.
Whoa, Baltimore 49ers. Okay, Baltimore over Niners. Okay, Gene. Oh, get out of here, man.
The Vikings.
I know.
Yo.
Vikings versus the Jets. Aaron Rodgers brings home the trophy to MetLife Stadium. Our Jets have not had a Super Bowl since 68-69 season. But kudos to the comeback kid, Sam Darnold, for a hell of a season.
Do you realize these are supposed to be predictions? This isn't like, this isn't like a dream.
Yeah, it's not
like,
Techno Bowl.
No, this is a prediction. Wait, why can't Sam Darnold bring the Vikings to the Super Bowl?
No explanation. We're not talking about it.
They have good defense. They got weapons on offense. They first time that Sam Darnold is going to be in a solid, stable offensive environment with a heck of an offensive coach in O'Connell. Vikings versus Jets. Jets win the Super Bowl.
I'm moving on. Yes, yeah. Niners versus Bills. Great.
Sierra,
I have
erroneous on both accounts, Sierra.
yeah, Bills is kind of ridiculous. For me, I've got the Chiefs versus the Lions. and the Chiefs going to win their third and last Super Bowl. I think they can do one more. I know it's a tall stretch. I think they can do one more.
If they
First
do
repeat
it,
in NFL history.
if they do it, Patrick will be considered the GOAT.
100%.
Period. It's over. And that would be great for him because I call him GOAT Mahomes already.
Yeah.
But forever one Ghost. I just saw what you said. If the Eagles and Jets play, the Eagles are beating them. I'm telling you now. It don't matter. There's no way a quarterback coming from an Achilles who knows who Lionel from the Thundercats is gonna win a Super Bowl. No, he's not. You know what I'm saying? If I can say thunder, and he says Thundercats, oh, and he can finish it, he's my age. We're past that. That's not happening. The quarterback for the Eagles doesn't even know who Panther is. Never heard of Chitara. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening. He doesn't even know who Snarf is. We're not beating those guys.
Yo, if you don't know, all our references are from glorious 80s cartoons. So make sure you what's up, Snowball? So make sure you tune in. This is the pop off, and we are in the run out of the show. We got about 15 minutes left. We've been going through NFL predictions. We've been going through playoff predictions, divisional predictions. Having a hell of a time. This is the Uptown Sports TV network now. So make sure that you check them out as well. Hit the like, subscribe, make sure you share. Man, tell them how much fun that we're having up in here. You guys are throwing up some amazing comments today, and this has been absolutely phenomenal. And now, like I said, we are on the run out of the show. We are going to talk about some more NFL predictions, and let's go through these ones quickly, and then we'll get into what did we miss. But right now, let's talk about the NFL award predictions. I want to talk about the Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year. We might sprinkle some rookie in there, but let's deal with the first three. So let's go. Gene, give us your offense, give us your defense, give us your comeback.
All right, so Offensive Player of the Year. We'll go.
Hey, I'm done.
No, relax. But MVP. What do you want? MVP or offensive player? What did we do?
Offensive Player of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year.
Just offensive.
Yeah, we'll do just offense. We'll do MVP at the very end. I wanted to save that for you guys later.
My Offensive Player of the Year is going to be CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, okay. Defensive player. Oh wait, defensive player.
My Defensive Player of the Year, Sauce Gardner. This is the year that he gets the whole award himself.
Okay, comeback player.
It's gonna be Aaron Rodgers. There's no way it's not. I mean, he could have a mediocre season and still get it. He's Aaron Rodgers and dealt with the Achilles. It's gonna be Aaron Rodgers. But my close second, as you all know, my main man, Sam.
Caleb. I'm trying to say it at the same time. Caleb, offensive, defensive, comeback.
Damn. That was a good pick with CD. I think the Offensive Player of the Year is gonna be. Damn. You know what? I gotta go with him. I think Mr. Kids all around the world himself, Tyreek Hill. You know, that nigga got like 13 kids. He never got none. He never got none his entire life. Yeah. That joker got a check. Yeah. He was like, listen. Keep throwing them out there, boy. Lord have mercy. I think Tyreek Hill, I just think he's too fast. I think this new offense, I think he's gonna rack up a gang of yards like it's gonna be crazy. So him. And you know who I think will be Defensive Player of the Year, even though I hate to say it, I think it's gonna be Micah in Dallas. I just think he's gonna have a hell of a season this year. I just really do. The way that they use him, the way he moves around, I think he's gonna be Defensive Player of the Year. And comeback kid. I can't even front. I think it will be Aaron. I really do. I just think, how do you not give it to him? And Gina's right. A mediocre season. If they just make the playoffs, how could he not be? He knows who Lionel is. Everybody knows. Everybody's gonna be like, it's him. Right? So that's what I believe those guys will be. We're not doing MVP yet, right?
No, not yet. Not yet. Right. Facts. 19 con facts. We got it. Wudi, offensive, defensive, comeback.
Offensive player of the year. You know, I truly believe that this person, if they play a full season, will shock the world. I don't think people realize how talented this player is. He now is in his best situation due to what has happened in front of him and even what's happened behind behind him. Give me Brees Hall. Okay, with that improved offensive line, I think he is due. I literally think he could get 2,000 yards. He led the NFL in catches as a running back. I think that will only happen more because Aaron, he likes to check down. He was doing that for his last couple of years in Green Bay. Give me Brees Hall, defensive player of the year. Another name that people aren't saying, but he got a lot of help amongst him. That's what it is. When you get help around you, you can reach your potential. So Leonard Floyd, and I'm forgetting this guy's name, but he came from the Texans. He had 6 sacks as a defensive tackle. He is now a San Francisco 49er. Nick Bosa, defensive player of the year. I think he's in for a monster season. And then comeback player of the year. I mean, how is it not Aaron Rodgers? You know, even if he only played 12 games, you know, and then gets hurt again, it's got to be Rodgers. So clean sweep there.
Love it. Well, not quite clean. I gotta chime in. Who knows?
You about to smudge it?
I might zag on you. We'll see. Offensive player of the year. I'm in agreement with most. Yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna be Tyreek Hill. Not only is he fast, like to Caleb's point, and just to any casual NFL watcher, it's the way they use him in the offense. That's the dangerous part. So it's the yak, right? It's the yards after the catch, or even I think that's where he's just gonna make a meal out of it. And we've seen him destroy teams by himself. And I think that's going to happen in spades this season. As long as he's healthy, he'll be fine. Obviously, and I want to talk about the defensive player of the year. For me, it's going to be one of these edges. I think it's edge season, and I think that's the way it's going to be. So Myles Garrett, that's why I have as my number one, but it could be anybody from, again, Micah Parsons. It could be Nick Bosa. It could be TJ Watt. Literally, it's going to be an edge just because of the way, and Caleb, you said it earlier, because of the way the hierarchy of the defense is going now in terms of who's most important. I think it's going to be the edge because they're phenomenal athletes, and they've proven it for almost a decade now. So comeback player of the year, it's a clean sweep. It for sure is going to be Aaron Rodgers. There's no doubt about it. And I think a close second could be even Nick Chubb. I mean, like any kind of monstrosity of an injury, and you're coming back from that, and you're especially a key player in the playbook and the feature on a team, and a team that's like struggling or getting out of the trenches, like Rodgers is with the Jets, or like Chubb is with Cleveland. It could even be Burrow. He had a rough time. He had a rough finish last year. But yeah, I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers as my number one. Now, round the horn quickly. Let's do the MVP. This is the one we want to do, the MVP. We're going to start with Gene because he was excited about it, Caleb, and then Wudi. So MVP, Gene.
I know who you guys think I'm going to pick.
There's a lot of emotions on these 4 screens right now. There's a lot of different emotions. Once I called your name out, Gene.
I know who you guys think I'm going to pick, and I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I can't see it being anybody else. Patrick Mahomes. I know it's like the obvious, but I really do think it'll be him.
Okay. Wow. Caleb.
I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Yep.
And I know nobody will agree, but I don't care. I'm going to just give him a shot. I think he's secure now, and he feels good. And with that damn offense, imagine if it's Tua. Hey, listen. He could rack up 5,000 yards passing.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Lamar wins it this year again. Right? I don't think he will. I think it's always the quarterback. No matter how hard they want it, it's going to be a quarterback. Because I was thinking it was either my boy in Houston, right? CJ Stroud has a real shot, but I think Tua. I think it's going to be. I think he'll really be in the conversation, and I'm saying he'll win it.
All right, 19 comment. Who?
You know the dude who just got $180 million? That dude.
Wudi, MVP for the NFL 2024 season is?
It's a QB award. Give me CJ Stroud.
Okay.
I think those weapons are just unbelievable. You know, we talk about 5,000 yards. Nico, Tank, Diggs. I mean,
Yeah.
Schultz, Dalton Schultz. Very underrated. Yeah, give me CJ Stroud.
Nice. Yeah, Gene, I'm with you, dude. I think it's gonna be Mahomes again. I don't know. I just right now that he's just my runner, but close runner up. And I'm seeing a lot of predictions around the internet saying CJ Stroud. They're predicting CJ Stroud, which I hope that happens because this young man
I love
is
that kid.
phenomenal.
I do too. And you know what? I'm going to agree with Jay Quest here. I think he takes not a major step back. He's still going to be a top end quarterback. I think he finds the league a little bit harder this year than last year, and he'll have to adjust to the adjustments. People are going to make adjustments to him. I think his job in the offseason is to make adjustments to the adjustments. I think by year 3, we're going to have a good CJ Stroud the rest of his career. I do think he takes some lumps this year, though. Not majorly, but enough that it keeps him out of the MVP conversation.
Yeah, it's that sophomore slump, man. It could come for him, but if he gets through it, it's gonna be dangerous.
Listen, imagine what his deal is gonna be.
Yeah.
Wow.
When he comes up,
it's gonna be part ownership of the team.
Oh my God.
That's all I'll have left to give him.
Yeah. His new deal's gonna be insane.
Wow. You know what? We did the thing, boys. We did the thing.
Nobody talked about Chicago, so nobody believed they're undefeated in the season and all of that. Arr, no Bears, huh?
Not yet. They're coming though. They're coming.
Yeah. It'll be a matter of time, like maybe 3-4 years. We'll see.
Yes.
Tiny money. Yeah.
Otani. That's what I'm saying. That's what for quarter. Didn't Patrick get like 400? And that was like 2-3 years ago. Stroud's it's gonna be 560. Something stupid.
But you know what it is? I think Mahomes is already restructured. That's what it is. A lot of these quarterbacks will get their money on the big deals up front, but then through each year, you see them really restructure a little bit to get in more weapons. So their contract isn't ever really what it seems like it's gonna be.
Right.
You know, but I agree. He's gonna get paid.
Yeah. Fellas, we did the thing. Amazing conversation today. Shout out to all you people in the chat, man. Really appreciate you guys coming through. You folks coming through for us and giving us some extra juice, some extra stuff to talk about and to add on and add some flavor and sprinkle in some pepper in there. Appreciate that. Our very last segment of the day. What did we miss? Just in case there was something that we missed, I want to make sure we hit that quick. Obviously, the North Dakota-Colorado game is out of bounds because we've already talked about it. What a ridiculousness. But I will start with this. If you haven't seen it, you know, well, first of all, if you don't know, I'm all about fashion when we're talking uni watches. I love that stuff. And the Eagles have revealed a historic uniform combo, and they are now going to wear black helmets against the Packers. I don't know. It looks kind of fire. I can't wait to see it because the picture looks amazing, but let's see it on the field. So they're wearing black helmets. I thought that was kind of cool. What else? What else did I miss from the sports world or entertainment world that you guys are particularly cool on?
Oh, sorry. No, you go, Gene. You go.
No, I got a couple of things. You know, we didn't really talk much about it. We did. I know you mentioned a little bit. Russell Wilson being named the starter. I agree. I think that he's going to be the starter just because they want to give Fields a little bit of time to kind of get into the system. But I think Fields is their quarterback by middle of the season going forward.
Totally.
I do agree with you there. Also, let's rest in peace to. I know we don't talk a lot of hockey on this show.
Facts, yeah.
But there was a young man, 31 years old.
Hit by a car.
Yeah, hit by a car, and so condolences to his family. I know he's got a little one at home.
Yeah.
So condolences to him, and I believe it was his brother as well. So condolences to their family.
Yeah, it's really sad, obviously, because they were supposed to stand in for their sister's wedding today. So it's very, very unfortunate mishap.
Oh, I didn't even know that part, bro.
Yeah. The wedding canceled?
I don't know. I didn't get those.
I believe so.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
It has to be. And then the husband's like, you know what? This might be a sign. Not funny, not joking about the death, but I'm telling you, because marriages are very superstitious, right? Like, oh no, it's raining. Oh no, there was an earth, right? I'm serious. You might be like,
facts. Wudi, anything from you?
No, that was the one thing I was gonna bring up. Was Johnny Hockey. The last time I ever played NHL, the video game, I actually did choose the Flames because they had a 2-man in that first line, and Johnny Gaudreau was one of them. I cannot remember the other dude right now. But that's so when I seen that on my timeline and I'm looking at, a year to another year, I was definitely shocked. But then to read the whole rest of the story, just bike riding with his brother the day before they were supposed to be groomsmen for their sister's wedding, and now that sister has lost her brothers. It's just, I don't know if you're gonna see a story that's more tragic than that one. So that definitely stuck with me today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because remember, they said Mariah Carey lost her mother and sister in the same day, and then it happens to somebody else. They lose both their brothers, and it's like that's kind of like that's crazy, man. Like that, you just never know. You just never know. Well, on a more happier note, what we missed was I'm a big tennis fan. One of the greatest tennis players in the game, Carlos Alcaraz, got mollywopped last night by a dude that was a 2,000 point underdog. 2,000. I wish to God I would have betted that Carlos lost. If I'd have bet $5, I'd be straight this morning, right? Like, it's insane. And he won in 3 straight sets. Mocked him. 6-1, 7-5, 6-3. Bye-bye. Right? I'm like, and I was watching it because I come back from my daughter's back to school night and it's on. And I'm like, what? Like, and Carlos is, it's bad when a tennis player is walking around going, oh, and they're yelling at their box. And Carlos speaks Spanish. So he's like, dime algo.
Maybe listen, the U.S. Open's in New York. Maybe Vinny the bookie got a hold of him and said someone's gonna take a dive.
It was amazing. Like, I couldn't believe it. So that's something that we missed. That's like huge. That would have been like if Sudan would have beat America in the medal games. Like, oh man. So anyway, shout out to the I think he's from the Netherlands or something, but dude got him. And Carlos was up two matches to 0. They had played previously. This was their 3rd time. Wow. He said, not today, Carlito.
Also, another big thing we didn't mention today.
Yeah.
Steph Curry would have won with an extension for $63 million for one season.
Yeah, one season.
So God bless.
Yeah. Amazing. Hey, that's it, man. It's time for some weekend words, and then we're out of here. Wudi, your weekend word?
Enjoy it. Enjoy this one. It's Labor Day weekend, right? So have a great time, family, friends, all that type of stuff. Because starting next week, you can't talk to me. All right, football's on. So enjoy this last week. Whatever you want to do. You want to go shopping? Cool. Enjoy it. All right, because next week is football season. Let's go, baby.
Gene, weekend word.
Yeah, you know what? Like we said, these first couple episodes back are like soft relaunches. I can't wait for next week to kind of get back into the full swing of things with the show. We'll have all sorts of stuff to talk about. We'll have some new guests coming in, and looking forward to just getting past this Labor Day weekend and getting into the next part of the season, or the next part of the year, where it all starts, football season.
Shout out to Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Make some realistic predictions,
Paul,
Gene. I love it.
Listen, if you don't understand why Sam Darnold is special, then you don't need to listen to me, I guess.
Get out of here. Caleb, your weekend words, my man?
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
I'm Nigel Downer. There's a very good chance that I'm going to buy a hat today. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Football season starts next week. We're going to be full blown next week. We'll see you next Friday. Be safe. Peace.